Winchester, Virginia. Our market share typically are the tactical shooters, the professional tactical shooters, or the elite tactical shooters. We have effectively three product ranges in the line. There is the full tactical, which is comprised of the 3 to 15 by 50 tactical telescope, the 5 to 25 by 56 tactical telescope, the light tactical line, which is the same 3 to 15 optical package, but built into a 30 millimeter package, and our new line, which is the 1 to 8 CQB optical. So starting over here with the 5 to 25, it is a very popular long-range telescope by the long-range fellows. It's got available with double turn elevation adjustment. On the second revolution, a small counter appears to let you know that you're on the second revolution. I'm sorry. So once again, come down to zero stop. A lot of turning in this. So you come down to zero stop. Then on your first revolution, you read off the bottom of the dial. When you get to the second revolution, somewhere around 28 mils, or pardon me, 30 mils, the small rev counter appears at the indicator there to let you know that you're now reading off the top of the dial. Windage knobs is here. A patented feature of these telescopes is the fact that they have the lever lock zero reset, so they can be set with just in the field without a specialized tool. So in other words, you just lift up the cam like that, you loosen it slightly, you turn the knob back around to achieve your new zero on the dial, and you press it down with one finger. These telescopes have an illumination feature. The illumination feature is on the side. Once you and when you don't want to use the illumination feature, you just push it in and it disappears. So once again, this is the 5 to 25 Premier Tactical Heritage Telescope. Its little brother, which was the first product developed by Premier, is the 3 to 15 tactical telescope. It has the same features. There are various options for the number of clicks and the number of turns that exist on the elevation dial. This also has the lever lock zero adjust and the illumination feature. This is the telescope that the United States Marine Corps has purchased for their M110 sniper rifles. To satisfy the market for police tactical and lighter use tactical, we've taken the 3 to 15 optical package and have put it into a 30 millimeter tube rather than the 34 millimeter tube. We've also developed smaller and more simple elevation and windage adjustment features. These have an interesting, like all other scopes, or like all of our other scopes, these have a zero stop, but they do require tools to re-zero. But the interesting feature on this is that there's a rev counter that appears in a small window just below the elevation dial that shows you what rev you're on. So it's a 1 until you get up to 20 minutes, and then it turns to a 2. This particular model is in 1/4 minutes of angle, calibrated resolution. It has a similar feature for the windage knob. When you're on left wind, a small L appears in the window. When you turn over at zero, no symbol appears. And when you're on right windage, a small R appears. This light tactical version is available in a illuminated and a non-illuminated model. This is the non-illuminated model. This is the illuminated model. The newest product is the 1 to 8 CQB tactical telescope. This telescope is an 8 times variable range, which is a difficult thing to achieve optically, and it goes down to a true unity power. So it is a true 1 power. It is not a 1.1. It is a 1 to 8. It has a unique feature in the fact that it on one power you can illuminate a brilliant red dot for CQB use, and that remains illuminated right through to 3 times magnification, in which case it disappears and is replaced by whole reticle center illumination. One illumination feature is in the front focal plane, and the other is in the rear focal plane, with the CQB dot being generated in the rear focal plane. As our other telescopes, it has zero stop. This model is a 1/10 mil resolution. Once you've adjusted it, you can then push down the knurled ring where it just free spins to avoid being changed inadvertently in the field by rubbing up against clothing or web gear or such. It's a similar situation for the windage knob. To adjust, you just pull it out, adjust, return it. It has illumination settings that go dark between settings, so you can decide what setting you like, and then when you don't need the illumination, you can just turn it between the settings, and then with one small rotation of the dial, turn it back to the setting that you had previously left it. And once again, the illumination setting has the freewheeling nature.
And when do you anticipate the 1/8s becoming available for the U.S. market?
The 1/8 is scheduled for delivery in August or September of this year, of 2012.
Okay. Would you mind giving a quick overview of the different reticle choices?
There are 3 reticle choices for our heavy tactical. Pardon me, 4 reticle choices for our heavy tactical series. There is the Gen 2, the Gen 2 mil dot, the Gen 2 long range mil dot. There is the Horus H37, and there is a minute of angle calibrated reticle. The minute of angle calibrated reticle model is also usually made with minute of angle adjustment resolution on the knobs. The light tacticals are typically available in just the Gen 2 and the Gen 2 XR reticles, and the CQB telescope only has the CQB reticle.
Okay. So for the light tactical model, and it just kind of in a nutshell, how would you guide somebody on which reticle choice? You know, if you just some kind of baseline kind of steering.
Reticle choices tend to be somewhat of a personal choice.
Sure.
If you intend to shoot very long range, then the Gen 2 XR reticle has a useful feature. Now, any of these reticles that have large extended range aiming points and such they're only useful should you decide to not use your windage and elevation knob to get to the same place. So these are for hold-off aiming, these reticles, and for rifle range use, most people are at known distance rifle ranges and have dope or data on their telescopes. They can get there by adjusting their windage and elevation knobs and do a point of aim, point of impact hold.
Okay. Well, thank you very much, sir. Appreciate your time.
Thank you.